first ones here, it looks like. Okay, well, you're the first ones that responded anyway. So I want to talk about, are you in control of your own life and what is going on in your life? Lately, I've kind of gotten in the habit of starting out with a poem that inspires me on a topic. So I'm going to share a little bit. Hey, Mohammed. Hey, Lethal One. Hey, Shekelzen. I'm totally butchering that name. I'm sorry. Hey, Jada. Hey, Scotty. Hey, Zahara. Hey, Nicole. How are you? So the topic is, are you in control of your life? Okay, there's more people joining us. Hi, Raul. Hi, Tigerella. Hey, Clara. Hey, Skateless. Hey, Mohammed. Okay, so I'm going to read just a little bit and we'll talk about it. And then we'll get into the questions and answers. Hey, Tosher. Hey, Gabe. So I'm going to read a little bit from Poems with Power to Strengthen the Soul. Hey, Anissa. Hey, Dory. Okay. So, Lord of yourself, are you in control of yourself? Hey, Stella. Good to see you. So, this poem is called Lord of Himself. How happy is he, born and taught, that serveth not another's will, whose armor is his honest thought, and simple truth his utmost skill. Okay, so how much happier would you be in your life, thank you, Skateless, if you were doing what you wanted to do, if you were doing what you felt like was your calling and your purpose, and you weren't just serving everybody else, doing what everybody else wanted to do. So, Eliza, I will, as soon as I'm done discussing this poem, I will get to all your questions. So ask me again when I'm done talking about this. Okay, so if you were just able to live your life, be in control of yourself, and not be subject to what other people think you should do you think you would be happier? How about if you were able to just, it says, have your armor be your honest thought. How many of you feel like you have to hide how you really feel about something? You have to hide how you really feel because you're worried about what people would think of you. But what a thought. What if your honest thoughts were your armor? Like you standing in truth protects you. You standing in truth protects you from the assaults coming against you, because it's your honest thought. The simple truth is your utmost skill. You're not trying to hide how you feel about things. This says, whose passions not his masters are, whose soul is still prepared for death. So not letting the things you like video games, master you. Not letting them be control of your thoughts, but letting you be in control of your thoughts. Thank you for WS. Be in control of your own thoughts and not let your passions whip you back and forth, telling you how you should be feeling. So it says, not tied unto the world with care of public fame or private death. How many of you are looking at people who they have all this fame and you're like, oh man, I wish I could be famous. It says here, who envies none that chance doth raise. How many of you know some people are famous who don't even have any talents? Just because you're not famous doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you or that people should think any less of you, or more importantly, that you should think less of yourself. Chance doth raise people. Fate does raise people. The algorithms raise people to fame. There's so many things that people become famous of, and you're like, you look at them like, why the heck is that person famous? You don't even know, because you know what? Chance, fate. Sometimes people just become famous and we're not supposed to be envious of them. Or vice never understood. Oh, get this line. How deepest wounds are given by praise. Have you ever had people in your life that to your face, they're like, you're so great, you're so wonderful, we love you. And they're the first ones to betray you. They're the first ones to let you down. Man, How deep are the wounds given by praise? I've been there. Sometimes the friend that just sticks by you and isn't always praising you is the one that really is the one you can really count on. You know, it's so easy for people to flap their lips and give you compliments and say nice things, but then go ahead and talk bad about you later. So, who God doth late and early pray, more of his grace than gifts to lend. So this line is saying to me, you know what? It's better, it's when we pray, instead of asking God, please give me this new Tesla, please give me this new Rolls Royce, please give me this new big fancy house. How about we just ask for more of his grace to get through our day? How about we just ask for, God, give me strength and courage to wisdom to handle whatever comes my way, whatever is trying to stop me or block me. Because having the material things, yeah, it's fun for a minute, but even after a few weeks, you lose the new car smell. It doesn't, you feel like, it's like when happiness is coming only from material things, man, that wears off. And then you want the next, you know, the minute you get a scratch in your car or the new car smell wears off, or you got that new $1,000 iPhone 12 and you drop it and it's got a crack across it, suddenly you want the next thing. So finding our happiness in things that aren't material, but just in having the ability to get through our days without issues and problems. Here's what we're doing now. It says, so where God doth late and early pray, more of his grace than gifts to lend, and entertains the harmless day with a well-chosen book or friend. I'm just going to stop there. It does go on. That's by Henry Wotton. So it says, we're in a good place because we entertain the day with a well-chosen book and a good friend. Here we are, good friends. Now, I am ready to answer your questions. Are you in control of yourself? Okay. So now you can start. Thank you, Verity. How are you creating balance between your professional and personal life? I feel like the balance thing is always, I don't know if there's ever something that's totally balanced, or what does balance look like? For me, I think it looks like taking care of whatever the most urgent thing is in that situation. And I do struggle with it because for so many years, I was lazy. It's not that I was unmotivated. I think I just felt like I wasn't any good at anything and I couldn't do anything. So the balance I had to find for me now is taking care of whatever the most important thing is in the situation. So I may be working on a work deadline and I've got to get this script written because we're shooting tomorrow. But if my son is having a fit and a tantrum, that's got to take priority. I mean, I can't just, shh, get out of here, I'll deal with you later. And I've tried that sometimes. Doesn't work. So I've had to, in order to create balance, I've had to decide, you know, what's the most important in the moment. Obviously, God has to come first, then your family, and then work has to come last. But also my work has to come before, like my friends on the internet. I don't know them personally. I'm not obligated to help them with everything, although I try. You guys see, I try to answer your questions. I try to get back to your DMs, but there's not enough time in the day. So you guys have to take fourth place in my life. I mean, if we're going in that order, because I can't put you above my family. And I can't put you above God. Nobody, not even my family, can go there. And I can't put you above my commitments to the work I have to get done. You know, as much as I like to chat with you guys and help you out, if I don't do the work that I feel like God has called me to do, to write the books he wants me to write, to put out the courses he wants me to put out, then I'm going to stand before God one day and I'm going to have to say, well, I didn't do those things you asked me to do because everyone was asking me all these questions and I had to answer them. So we are only responsible. Somebody asked me about my health. Mohammed, same person. I'm good at eating healthy. I'm not that great at exercising. I'm trying to get better. Oh, thank you, Ari Star. So I'm trying to motivate myself to get more physical activity in. I just bought a set of weights with 3 different things. Do I need a camera to do live videos? No, I'm just using my cell phone. Okay, the what do you do when you are sad really helped me. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. How do you keep a good relationship with God? I think keeping the lines of communication open, Rahab. I think talking to God all the time is the number one thing to do. And it doesn't have to be some formal prayer. It can just be like, God, I'm going through this. I don't know what to do. I need your help. Give me some clarity. Give me some wisdom. Let me know what you think I should do. Raul said, I thought you were a gymnast. Well, I was in high school, but that's a long time ago. I was a wrestler after that, and I was up last year. I was even wrestling 2 or 3 days a week, but then COVID happened, and I haven't done it since. Winnie asks if I'm good at accents. Honestly, I think I'm terrible at accents. I usually run away. Okay, how do you do that on your iPad? You know, Verity, I'm sure there are, if you go to Google and you just type in how do I do videos, live videos on my iPad, I'm sure there will be a tutorial for you. I don't have an iPad, so I can't give you advice on that. Have you ever felt broken? Think of a time. Yesterday. I mean, if we're being honest, I felt broken yesterday and Monday. It's a continual thing. When things come against us, there's going to be times where we're like, God, I can't handle this anymore. I can't handle this. This is too much. I'm feeling broken. I need you to come patch me up. And that's when I cry out to God for help. I was bawling yesterday. I was crying this morning. I was crying on Monday. So things happen like that. Okay, Catherine, are you going to be in the new Dhar Mann video? No, I'm not going to be in that one, but I am shooting one tomorrow. Yes, I'm so excited for Dhar Mann's new baby. I knew it was going to be a girl. I was on the girl team. So I don't even remember what I was talking about. But somebody asked me to do a video on tough love. And he's asked me a couple times. Sorry, I haven't answered that yet. I don't really feel like I'm qualified to talk on that topic yet. When I think of tough love, I think of parenting. I also think of how God is with us. Sometimes he doesn't rescue us through the trials we're going through, and maybe that's part of the being broken, but he's there with us in the middle of it. Okay, Winnie asks, what makes me angry? Injustice. People treated unfairly. That makes me angry. When people are selfish, that makes me angry. Who do you like to spend time with, family or friends? I would say families where I spend the most time. I probably only hang out with my friends once every couple months. Before I had a family, I would hang out with my friends all the time. Someone says, that would make me angry too. Yeah. Do you have contacts in or your eyes different colors? I was born with 2 different colored eyes. Crying is helpful. Nina, you're right. Sometimes you just have to let it go. The worst reason of feeling sad is not knowing why. Well, you know what? I think you have to get down to why you're feeling sad, because if you don't know why, that tells me you've got stuff buried. There's stuff hidden that you haven't addressed yet. Maybe you're afraid to address. Maybe you don't want to address. You know, and so I would start journaling. I would start journaling on, just start writing down everything you feel. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be some beautiful poem. It doesn't have to be like a wonderful letter. Just start journaling. Like, you start with, I'm feeling sad. I'm crying. I don't know why. Something's going on with me. I wish I knew what it was. I wonder if it's this. I wonder if it's that. Could it be because of this? I don't know why I'm thinking about this now, but that time in my childhood where that person said that I couldn't sing well, that still bothers me. And I love to sing, but I won't sing in public because of that. Just start writing down all the thoughts that come to your mind, and eventually you'll land on something. You'll land on something that may be what's causing you to feel sad, and that's what you have to get to the bottom of. You have to be your own psychologist sometimes. Not everybody can afford to go talk to a shrink. And when I was in a place where I needed help, I didn't have someone to chat with to figure things out, I would journal. That's why I started writing poetry when I was a teenager, to get all those feelings off my chest that I didn't know how to express. I didn't know what was going on with me. And that was like my way of therapy. Somebody said they get bullied for being fat. There is just ignorant people everywhere. I'm sorry you're going through that. The best thing you can do is to feel good about yourself. Feel good about who you are and know that your outer package is not who you are. I do a whole segment of this in my upcoming course called You Are Worthy. So I've been working for the last 2 years writing this course. I've been filming since August my course called You Are Worthy, to help people see themselves and love themselves the way God does, so they have the courage and the confidence to go after their dreams. So in my course, people are going to discover their value, learn to love themselves so they can become who they were meant to be. Now, when you're able to separate who you are really, the spirit you are, God just put you in this body, but you are a spirit. You are a spiritual being having a human experience because you're in this earth suit. You're in this hunk of flesh, whether it's a skinny hunk of flesh or a big hunk of flesh. It's not who you are. So you can't be hurt unless you allow yourself to be hurt by what these bullies are saying, because you know that's not who you are. You are a child of the Most High God. You are a spirit put in this body. So think of it like the house you live in. Whether you live in a trailer park or whether you live in a mansion, whether you live in a brown house or a white house or a tan house, it's not who you are. It's just a house you live in. If somebody came up to me and was like, oh, the shutters on your house need paint, or oh, it's chipping here, or you have a broken window, I'd say, so? Maybe I'll fix it, maybe I won't. It's not who I am. I'm not attached to it. And we have to, honestly, I'm not saying this is going to be a quick fix, because this took me years. I used to hate how I looked. I could bring myself to tears just by looking in the mirror. But now that I've been able to separate who I am from this earth suit I live in, that kind of stuff doesn't concern me. If people, it used to bother me that my eyes didn't match. Now, well, what am I going to do about it? That's the way God made me. If people try to tell me, oh, you have a muffin top, or you're not young anymore, or you've got wrinkles, or you have a scar here, whatever, so what? Nobody's perfect. Not even models are perfect. A model has to in order to look as perfect as they look, they have a team of hair and makeup people. They have the top-notch photographers. They have the wardrobe people to make them look good. They get their hair and makeup done for hours. Then they take the best photo and they Photoshop it. They fix all their scars. So not even who we think are the most beautiful people in the world are perfect. And that's not what matters anyway, because even on the outside, that's all going to fade. That's all going to go away. These people that are making all this money or getting fame based on their looks, they end up fading away. If they haven't built up who they are, their talents, their skills, their abilities in other areas besides their shell, those are the people you don't hear from in 20 years. I think of famous people, I don't want to name any names, but there's some people that were famous in the 80s and in the 90s for their looks. They were on big famous TV shows where they were wearing swimsuits. You don't see them anymore. You don't hear from them anymore. Maybe I don't know. But when you make your whole career out of your looks and then your looks go away, what is left of you? Okay, when are you going to do a Zoom with your fans? Well, I'm doing this. I'm doing YouTube Live, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, hi Shashmita. Did I say that right? Hey Adriana. Why is people spamming? I don't know. People do that. Okay, so look, I probably missed a bunch of questions when I was answering that last one. What hurts you the most? Seeing children be hurt. That hurts me the most. I can't even watch it. Sometimes people, I don't know why people post this stuff, but sometimes people post stuff like hidden cameras where you see someone coming in and slapping a child and the child is crying. I cannot watch that stuff. Nobody send me any videos of children being hurt. I cannot watch it. Right now, I'm trying to hold it back, even thinking about that. So that's what hurts me the most. That's my kryptonite. Can you please do a video on the topic of late bloomers? Well, did you see my video in here called Boobies? That was about late bloomers. If partners aren't on one team, how do you make the relationship successful? Well, you can't. It's like that saying, you can't drag a dead horse. If someone's not alive in the relationship, you can try to yank them and pull them in the right direction, but if they don't want to go, they're not going to go. A relationship can't be one-sided. It's called a dialogue for a reason because there's two people in it. It's not a monologue. A relationship can't just be one person. Both people have to make an effort. So you have to come to an understanding with them. If one person isn't making effort, then you have to talk about it. And if they're not willing to make the effort, then you have to decide, okay, am I going to, oh, hey, Leafy Dev, am I going to allow myself to be treated this way in this relationship? Is this relationship worth it if I'm doing all the work and it's one-sided and they have said, I'm not interested in putting any more effort into it? Then you have to decide if that's how you want to spend the rest of your life. Do you want to spend the rest of your life doing everything for someone and they don't do anything back? Hey, Sarah Grace. So that's a choice you need to make. And if you have low self-esteem and you think you deserve to be stepped on and treated like a doormat, then you're probably going to have a miserable life. Okay, so Leafy Dev, can you put your question up again because I missed it? Your skin is glowing. What do you use? Okay, today I just have on, what's it called? I don't know the brand, but it's just a tinted sunscreen. Okay, sorry I missed your question, Mohammed. Put it up again. Waiting for the next question. Who's going to be? Religious norm is always above cultural norms, and then families have norms, and sometimes you have to drag a dead horse. Sometimes, yes. Depends on what the relationship is. Obviously, if it's your child and they don't want to participate, you have to drag them for a little while, I suppose. But once they become adults, they're going to make their own decisions. As much as you want them to do what's right, you know. Are you a natural blonde? Yeah, I have been all my life, though it's getting darker as I get older. I don't know, it used to be really light blonde when I was a kid. And the ends are always lighter because they're in the sun more. But yeah. Okay, I got recommended. Okay, I'm a huge fan. Oh, thank you so much. You want to see more videos? Awesome. Do you put your friends above your work? Sometimes. It depends. But that's usually scheduled in advance when I'm going to go hang out with them. So I try to get my work done before I go hang out. And lately I haven't been hanging out much because I just want to finish my darn course. What is my greatest weakness? Oh, I used to probably have so many, but now I don't consider them weaknesses anymore. Jedi wants to know what color eyes I would pick if I could have one color. I don't know. I think the hazel one's pretty good. Everyone in my family has blue eyes, so that's pretty common. I'm the only one with the hazel one. Can we see your kids? I don't know where they are right now. One is supposed to be on school right now. I think the other one's eating lunch. Okay, so I just forgot the question somebody asked me, and I think oh, my greatest weakness. Okay, what would that be? Probably working too much. Probably being a workaholic. You know, when the pendulum swings in one direction, like I told you, I used to be lazy. Now it's like I'm trying to make up for all those years I was lazy. So, but I'm starting to get more balanced. Yeah, but I think it's probably a weakness to want to go and not take time for rest and self-care. Nina, how do I know who I am? Well, I find those answers in the scriptures. Do you read the Bible? That'll tell you who you are. So that's where I would start. Have you ever tried comedy? Mohammed, I love comedy. I Comedy's my favorite. And I'm, you know what? I'm going to be starting a YouTube series soon, hopefully, where we're going to do acting critiques on some of my old auditions. And you can look through my channel here and see a couple of my old comedy auditions. But comedy is my favorite. I would much rather be doing stuff that makes people laugh. But, you know, right now I'm doing stuff that makes people cry. So I think it's both are healing. How about a meet and greet? I know somebody has asked me that before. Are you sure? I think anyone's greatest weakness is their toddlers. I don't know if that's a weakness. Oh, I'm sorry that's happening to you, Verity, but don't let it hurt. Don't let other people's comments about you hurt. Who cares what other people think of you? Especially if all they're going to do is call you names about your outer package. That's not who you are. That just happens to be the house you live in. So you're in a big house right now. So what? That doesn't change your value as a person. That doesn't make you any less lovable to God. That doesn't make you any worse of an employee. It doesn't make you any worse of a friend. My bro's on the same account. Tigerella. Okay. If we were to start a channel on anxiety, oh, I missed it. It went away. Okay. Can you please finish your book that you were writing about when you had Timmy? Jessica, I have to do that. I have been trying to write that book for 13 years, and I had a full draft done, but it was all in the form of poetry, the entire experience. So now I'm going back and I'm rewriting it prose, just me talking to you. And I did my best to finish before Elijah came, but I got so sick and I was on bed rest and I couldn't breathe and I didn't know that my liver and kidneys were shutting down and I was about to go into heart failure and have a stroke, and I almost died, and I was so miserable I couldn't even think to write. But you know, out of the 13 goals I put on my goal poster this year, I don't know if you guys saw my goal poster I put in the stories. Finishing that book, Jessica, thank you. I would like you to hold me accountable. Finishing that book would be the most important thing I do this year besides finishing my online course. So thank you for holding me accountable. So it's going to take a lot. And I know the attacks that come against me in my mind and the distractions and getting pulled and the kids need me to do this, and finding that quiet time to be able to sit down and write and gather my thoughts and share from my heart what I was really going through during that time of trying to keep my faith while my 1.5-pound baby was dying in the intensive care unit. It's like I have to get to that space emotionally to be able to do that. So, but that would be amazing. And you guys can hold me accountable and check in with me every so often and ask how that book is coming. I'm probably not going to start on it till March because February, my goal is to finish writing my online course. Then I have to film it, then it'll be edited. Okay, I live on my own and every night I go to bed and I cry myself to sleep. I cry and I can't sleep. Okay, so you, Verity, do you have anyone you can talk to? Do you have a therapist? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a friend? Because I think you're going to need to get some things off your chest. I think you're going to need, is there anybody that you trust that you can talk to? That would be very important for you. For any of us, if you're, and I've been there where I'm crying myself to sleep at night, that's where journaling came in for me. That's where writing it down helped me. So try that. But in the meantime, also look for someone, look for a trained therapist or counselor. So none of you guys should be in a place where you're crying yourself to sleep at night. It would be such an emotional time with PTSD, but I can see you. I'm so proud of you. Thank you. And yeah, I did have some PTSD when my second son was born, and I had been praying, God, please let me have a full-term baby this time. Please let me take it all the way to the end. I want to be like those moms that they show on the movies where they have the baby and then they give you the baby to hold. That's my dream. And then the second time, and it didn't happen. And I didn't get to hold my baby. They didn't give him to me because I was like in critical condition. So sometimes things happen the way we don't want them to. Do you sometimes play games on your phone? No, never. I never play games on my phone. I'm focused. I'm focused on reaching out and making a difference with people, and I'm focused on, okay, Verity, your mom doesn't want to listen? Well, I don't know if I would want to be even talking to my mom if she was calling me fat. So you have to find somebody else who is willing to listen. Somebody you can trust, not someone who's going to put you down. Okay? All right, I missed a bunch of questions. So I have time to take one or two more, then I have an appointment to get to. Have you been an actress in a movie before? Yes, I have. Go on imdb.com. That's International Movie Database, imdb.com, and type my name in, and you'll see a few of the movies and TV shows that I've been in. Okay, so would you, oh, these are going so fast. Okay. Katherine, do you work, how does it feel to work for Dhar Mann? I love it. I love his projects. I think they're making a big difference in people. And that's what I'm all about. Honestly, I was about to give up acting. I was about to quit acting because I didn't think the movies and films I was in was making a difference and was helping people. And then I booked that, and they continued to use me, and I saw how much it was making a difference in people, and that's all I've ever wanted, was to help people and make a difference. So it was like the perfect marriage between my acting career that I felt was not helping anyone. It was just like a selfish dream, and then helping people, using my acting talent with a message that helps people. To me, that was a perfect marriage. Okay. People pleased with a different English accent while you're doing comedy. Oh, I missed that, but something about having an accent while doing comedy. I don't like my accents. I can do a Minnesota accent because I'm from there, sort of. And I can do Southern accent, but I've tried to do British accents and Russian accents. I've had to do them for films. I've had to learn a Swedish accent for a film, but I don't think I'm very good at it. Would you play in a Netflix series or movies? Sure, if it was the right one. Hi, Angel. Okay, one more question, and then I gotta hop off and get to a meeting. How do you make friends? Tigerella, I saw you ask that before, but I thought that was such a huge question, I didn't want to tackle it. But you're persistent, so I'm gonna answer. How do you make friends? Well, I just got done talking to a coaching client about that very same subject. And it's a loaded question, and there's so many places I could go with this and so many things I could say, but it's kind of comes down to, you have to step outside of your comfort zone. You have to reach out to people. You need to talk to people. You need to first be friendly. That's what the book of Proverbs says. In order to make friends, you have to first be friendly. So are you being too shy? Are you being too into yourself? Are you being insecure? It's hard to make friends when you're inward focused because you're afraid of what other people might think of you, or you're afraid they're going to reject you. So you don't realize you're doing this, but you're putting up a wall. You're putting up a wall when you do that. So being the person to take the first step to make a friend is the best way to make friends. Not just sitting back against the wall, hoping somebody comes to talk to you, hoping somebody has something, hoping they pull you in to be their friend. It's going to require you reaching out. And I think a lot of the friends I have now is because I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I asked them, hey, I asked them about them. It starts with conversation. It starts with you being interested in what other people are about, what they have to say, saying, hey, oh, so like do you come here often? I haven't seen you before. Are you a gamer too? Oh, do you like this? Sometimes when you go out and do your hobbies, you find friends because it's like-minded people. Like if you're in a gaming club, or if you're in a same network together, or if you go to church together, a lot of times that's the best place to start and make friends. I made a lot of friends when I was in my acting class because we were all there doing the same thing, like-minded things. So sometimes just finding like-minded people, that way you have something to talk about. It would be really hard for me if I went to like a snake handling convention to try to make friends with people whose obsession is like snakes. I would feel like I have nothing to talk to them about. So I would say first, go find the groups, whether it's Facebook groups, chat rooms. Do they even have chat rooms anymore? I don't know. Find the groups and the communities where people like the same stuff you like and start there. All right, guys, I gotta hop off and get to my meeting, but I'll talk to you again soon.